one of its main products is something called PALS. PALS stands for Psychological Awareness Literacy Screening, and it's basically a reading test for elementary school to see what their reading level is. And my mentor, Craig Gerard, his main focus was on PALS. He worked with that for many years, and on reprogramming the whole site. So the PAL site was really old, and he was working on reprogramming the whole thing. Um, and he had a team that he'd been working on that for about a year. And I just shadowed him for most of my time there. And he showed me like some of the early versions of the code and how he was layering it and how he was working on it. Overall, the people there were really nice and they wanted to help me. Whenever I had questions or anything I wanted to know, they were there to. They were just really interested in me learning about what they did, programming field, and I learned a lot there. And then so for my community service, elementary school, Firebird Elementary School, and worked with second graders there. So we met with the principal, Mary Nan, Dylan, and I, school there. And we found out that second graders didn't have so well, so we thought it'd be cool to have some science experiments for them. And our overall goal was just to make them more interested in science. Times when they're in the classroom, they're just learning about theories, but we thought it'd be cool to both show them like theories and concepts and the experiments. So like for the first half of the day, what they were going to learn and about the science behind the experiments. Then we go out and do the experiments. So for like that, we did a chromatography project. Like you separate the colors in ink, and like the first day we put a black dot on coffee paper, and then the next day they came back and saw that the colors had separated. Anything we did really, they went crazy over. but, but yeah, they were just really enthusiastic about anything we did. We were done with that. Miss Knight actually got a classroom set of virtual reality headsets. So we thought it'd be cool to, Mary Nan and I thought it'd be cool to go back to virtual reality with them. So they were learning about Egypt at the time, and so we thought it'd be cool to take them to modern day Egypt. And so once they put the headset on, they were like immersed in the experience, and so it was like they were in modern day Egypt. I could see like the pyramids, and Mary Nan and I could point to where we wanted them to look on a tablet that we had, and they'd all turn their heads, and then we could read off some information about it and ask them. And then they also went crazy over that. And they really enjoyed that. So overall, I thought it was a big success there. The students and every one of them took a survey after the science experiments, and every one of them said they enjoyed the experiments this week. One out of the 80 students that we were with said they did not interested in science, which we thought was pretty good. But, and besides that, we had a lot of well. They really enjoyed it, and they were really enthusiastic about it, which made us enthusiastic to them. For my research paper, I the technology in classroom, the effect of technology in the classroom. Overall, I found that technology in the classroom can be beneficial implemented in the correct way. I mean, schools need to have clear purposes as to what it means and like the purpose of it. So for example, like our school gave laptops to everyone as to what the laptops are going to do, and be just to give laptops to everyone and hope that they use them. But clear objectives need to make sure teachers know how to use the laptops, and have clear objectives and clear goals as to what the technology means can really make technology beneficial in the classroom. Overall, it's a big learning experience for me. I've always had an interest in technology and computers, but it kind of reaffirmed my faith in it, and it made me want to major in it. And just being there in the office, seeing what the employees did every day, they were off on their own. They could do what they wanted. They had like objectives that they had to meet at a certain time. They were on track. They could kind of go home if they wanted to work from home. That I enjoyed. It made me want to join that field when I'm older. My internship, at my community service, I learned how to work with second graders or work with elementary school kids. Yeah, it kind of bounced off on us and made us really enjoy what we were doing. And something I forgot to mention was my mentor was Craig Gerard for my internship, and my community service was in Aldridge. Plans. I've been accepted to the University of Virginia for engineering. You hear back from other schools. For my advice for next year's students, don't procrastinate. Senior year is pretty stressful. The last thing you want to do is to be worried about deadlines. And don't be afraid to reach out to other people. She'll help you through all the steps. She'll email you back on. And just don't be afraid to reach out to other people. People want to help you. People want you to do well, to succeed. And so that was my presentation. Thank you. The organization in Charlottesville is testing to go in schools and see the testing implemented. No, so what I was there, the office that I went to, they have offices across the country. But the office that I went to, it was just mainly a programming the whole time. They had other people who could reach out to schools and sell it to schools, but this was mostly focused on that. But I was just mainly there to see the programming, build the PALS site. Any other questions, Dr. Beal?
So during your community service, you had the kids do some technology-based things, photography. How did they react? Like, do you see them get more excited about one versus the other, or were they tech versus not tech?
Well, I like the science stuff. They could interact more. Like they could do a lot of the things. Intrigued by the technology. Virtual reality. Most of them had never seen anything like it before, and so they were really interested in it, and thought it made them more interested in it, and hopefully inspire them to become scientists and to be more interested in technology in the future.
The experiences which are those who are built. Do you see yourself more on the programming side of things, or in the future you see yourself more on in the classroom, like implementation?
Being a teacher one day could be an option, but I see myself more as a programmer. The office at Iowa Education really made me, but what teachers do, and being a good teacher and getting kids enthusiastic about what they do, all the information is really important. So yeah.
First, I'd like to pay you two compliments. The first is you, in your presentation and in your community service itself, you anticipated two things that I was going to ask. First, I think your survey of student experience was an excellent way to assess the results of your work. For thinking of that. And I was going to ask you how you would apply your findings about technology to the high school, and you've addressed that as well. So what I'll ask is, what overlap do you see between your community service and your internship
say, um, they really are just really different things, but sorry, I'm kind of losing. That's what I want to say. But
One of the things that I was thinking
sorry.
no, I've asked you kind of an unfair question, but one of the things I was curious about was whether you saw some overlap in your role as student and teacher there, as a student, someone in a learning capacity in your internship, and then as a teacher in the classroom with the second grade students. Like there was some interplay between the two roles.
Learning from like Mr. Gerard teaching me about programming and teaching me what to do, I guess really helped me teach them how about technology and about what the virtual reality was and how it worked. And yeah, he was really enthusiastic to me. When he was enthusiastic to me, kind of made me want to be enthusiastic to them because it made them more interested in what I was doing. And so yeah, I mean the kids were really interested in anything we did, but so yeah.
Thank you.
Got it. So yeah, I mean, one of the main things he talked about was always planning, programming, making sure you know what programming's purpose was, which kind of taught like in computer science right now, AP computer science. So it kind of taught me, to always list out on paper what you're going to do beforehand, and which he's stressed a lot, told me to do. But yeah, just planning out what you're going to do is always really important when you're programming. Like, so yeah, he used Python, which is what we use in computer science. But one of the main things I learned is in how a site can talk to a database, and how contacts the database. And one of the biggest things he worked on was databases. So I learned about how Java can in the Amazon databases. So yeah,